There is a weight on you that was not designed for one person, not the normal weight of a full life, not the reasonable demands of work and relationship and responsibility that every adult carries. Something heavier than that. The specific pressure that accumulates when you have been the person who figures things out, who holds things together, who absorbs what everyone else cannot handle, who shows up when showing up is required regardless of what it costs, regardless of how full the interior already is. That pressure, the one that has been building quietly for months while you kept carrying it because the alternative was setting it down and no one else was going to pick it up. You were never designed to carry that alone, not because you are weak, because no one is. The pressure was distributed incorrectly. It landed on one person, you, and it has been pressing on that one person for long enough that the pressing has started to shape the person. The shoulders that are perpetually raised, the sleep that does not fully restore, the small, constant awareness of everything that must be managed, maintained, anticipated. That is not the weight of a full life. That is the weight of a full life plus everyone else's portion. And this Friday morning, before the weekend inherits what the week produced, you can put some of it down. His word declares in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2, to carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. But then verse 5 says, each one should carry their own load, both together. The design was distribution, the burden shared, not one person carrying the aggregate. And when the distribution fails, when circumstance or love or obligation places the aggregate on one person, the one who was not designed for the aggregate is the one pressing toward the Friday morning condition you are in. Before we enter this prayer, have you ever actually named out loud what you are carrying? Not to manage it, not to solve it, just to say it. That is what this prayer is going to do first. And then you will write in the comments, Lord, I release the pressure I was never meant to carry alone. I was not designed for this much. Help me put it down. Write it as the first honest breath in a long time. Subscribe to this channel. We begin every morning here, and the Friday mornings especially deserve a place to set down what the week produced before the weekend is asked to carry it instead. Share this prayer with someone whose Friday is beginning under pressure they have been carrying alone for too long. Now let us name what has been pressing and begin to put it down. Lord, my God and my Father, I come before you on this Friday morning and I do something I have been avoiding. I name the specific things that are pressing on me that were not mine alone to carry. The responsibility for an outcome I cannot control. The situation whose resolution depends on factors, people, forces that exist entirely outside my influence. And yet I have been carrying the weight of that outcome as though sufficient attention on my part could produce the resolution. The worry about it, the planning for its worst-case versions, the sustained mental labor of managing something that cannot be managed. I have been carrying that. It was not mine to carry alone, the emotional weight of the people I love whose pain I absorb, because loving them means being present to their difficulty. The parent whose situation worries me, the child whose path is not going where I hoped, the friend whose struggle I carry home, the spouse whose pain I take into myself, because separation from the pain of the people we love is not available to the person who loves genuinely. I have been carrying that weight. It was not designed to be carried by one person in silence. The pressure of performance, the standard I am holding myself to that has no upper limit, the expectation that has never been officially declared, but that I enforce on myself constantly. Not enough. Could be better. Should have done more. The invisible evaluator that never closes its office. I've been carrying that pressure for longer than I can remember. It was never a burden I was meant to bear. And the future weight. The anticipatory carrying of everything that might go wrong before it has gone wrong. The worry about next week and next month and next year. The pressure of scenarios that have not happened. I have been living in those futures as if living there could prevent them. It cannot, and the carrying is real even though the future has not arrived. I name these, all of them, before you. And I want to say something about what the naming just did. The pressure that was everywhere, ambient, filling the whole interior without specific location, just had edges given to it. It is this, and this, and this, not everything. These specific things and named things are smaller than unnamed things. Not smaller in importance, smaller in the way they occupy the interior. The unnamed pressure is air, filling every space. The named pressure is a series of specific things. And specific things can be given to specific hands. The hands that receive what is named here are not abstract. They are the hands that were strong enough to hold the crucifixion, the hands that made the stars, the hands that are holding everything the week produced right now in this prayer, as each thing is named. Those hands, not overwhelmed by what was just placed in them, ready, already attending, and as you named those things, something happened. The unnamed pressure was everywhere, ambient, unlocated, filling the whole interior. The named pressure has edges. It is this specific thing and not everything. It is the outcome of this specific situation, not all possible futures. The naming reduced the pressure not by solving it, but by giving it a shape, and shaped things can be held by hands, and hands can pass things to other hands. That is the casting. The named thing given to the right hands. Your word declares in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28 through 30, that Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." The yoke comparison, your yoke versus the one being offered. The pressure of the aggregate versus the yoke that is easy. Not because the easy yoke involves no weight, because the one sharing the yoke is gentle, and the sharing itself changes the weight. Lord, I release the pressure I was never meant to carry alone. I was not designed for this much. Help me put it down. Father, I want to stay with the putting down for a moment, because it is harder than it sounds. The person who has been carrying the aggregate for a long time develops a relationship with the carrying. It becomes the identity, the one who holds it together, the one who manages what others cannot, the one who can be counted on because the counting on never stops happening. And the putting down feels like the abandonment of that identity, like the failing of the people who are counting on the carrying. But the carrying that was producing the pressure was not sustainable holding. It was the weight that was bending the person it was on. And the person who is being bent under the aggregate weight is not actually serving the people they are trying to serve by continuing to carry what was not designed for one person. The bent person gives bent presence. The person crushed under the weight gives crushed care. The putting down is not the failing of the people who depend on the carrying. It is the condition for the person who actually shows up fully rather than showing up depleted. And the people who love you and depend on you do not need the crushed version of you to keep carrying what is crushing you. They need the person who received the rest, who gave the aggregate to the right hands, who arrived at the Saturday conversation with something available to give. The releasing is not selfishness. It is the return to the person who can actually be present, rather than the person who shows up while being slowly bent. This is for them too, not just for you. The person who releases the pressure they were not designed to carry alone is more available to the people who genuinely need them. Not less responsible, more present, more patient, more capable of genuine care rather than the depleted performance of care. The releasing is the return to the version of you that your people actually need. Give yourself permission to be that person this weekend. Take a breath here. Feel where the pressure lives right now. The shoulders probably, the jaw, the place in the upper back where the carrying settles when the carrying has been happening for a long time. That place. Release something right now, not all of it. One specific piece. The thing that is most clearly not yours alone to carry. Give it a name, and then give it to God. One piece, right now. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 22, to cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. The casting is the putting down, the full release, not the adjustment of the grip, the casting. And what follows the casting is not the dropping of the thing, the sustaining. He sustains the person who cast. The thing is held by different hands, better hands. The person who cast is sustained, not crushed. And something important about what the casting produces in the body. The shoulders that were raised begin to come down. The jaw that was set begins to soften. The breath that was controlled begins to deepen. The body was participating in the carrying, and when the casting is real, the body follows. It receives the permission the prayer just gave. Feel that right now, the slight easing, the small release, not everything. One piece. The one that was most clearly not yours alone. That piece is in different hands now, the hands that do not drop, and the shoulder that was carrying it can come down just a little. Lord, I release the pressure I was never meant to carry alone. I was not designed for this much. Help me put it down. Lord, I want to ask for something specific about the weight that cannot be fully set down, because some of the pressure is genuinely mine. Some of it is the appropriate weight of a full life. And some of it, the care for the people I love, the responsibility for the work I was given, does not have a setting down available. For that weight, I do not ask for removal. I ask for company. The weight that is genuinely mine to carry, carried with company, is different from the same weight carried alone. Not lighter in terms of objective mass, different in experience. And that difference in experience is real. It is not spiritual language for something that does not actually change. The yoke shared with the gentle one genuinely changes the Tuesday conversation. It genuinely changes the Wednesday threshold. It genuinely changes the Friday morning condition. Not because the external demands diminished, because the carrying became accompanied, and accompanied carrying over time produces a different person than alone carrying produces. The yoke shared with the gentle one who takes the other side is not the same as the yoke borne entirely by the one person it was placed on. The company changes the experience of the carrying, and the company is available right now in this prayer. And after this prayer, in every step into the Friday that follows it, God does not remove the responsibilities of love. He carries them with the person who loves. Take a breath here. The weight that cannot be set down, the care for the people you love, the responsibilities that are genuinely yours, those are not being abandoned in this prayer. They are being shared. The yoke that was pressing on one person is now shared. The gentle one who said, "Take my yoke upon you," is on the other side of the yoke. Same weight, different experience, because the other side is occupied now. The parent who is worried about the child is not promised that the worry will end. They are promised that they will not carry the worry alone. The person who is holding together a difficult situation is not promised that the situation will resolve quickly. They are promised that the one who holds all things is holding the situation too. The burden does not disappear. The aloneness in the burden does. Your word declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 4, that God says, "I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. I will carry you." The one who made the person carries the person, not the burdens extracted from the person. The person in the burdens, carried, sustained. The carrying is God's. The person is carried through what they carry. That is the difference that company makes. Lord, I release the pressure I was never meant to carry alone. I was not designed for this much. Help me put it down. Father, as this prayer closes, I want to name what the person who put some of the pressure down carries into the weekend. Space. The interior space that the pressure was occupying. Not emptiness. Space. Room for the people who share the weekend to be received with the quality of attention that the pressured person could not offer. Room for the rest that the weekend was designed to provide. Room for the small graces of a May Saturday that the person who was carrying the aggregate was moving past without collecting. The weekend is a gift, not a continuation of the week's demands in a different location. A gift. The architecture of the weekend, the unhurried Saturday morning, the Sunday that exists between the previous week and the next, was designed for something other than carrying. And the person who releases some of the pressure before the weekend begins is the person who can receive what the weekend was designed to give. Your word declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 2 through 3, that He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. The refresh happens in the lying down, in the beside the quiet waters, in the not carrying for long enough that the soul can receive what the carrying was preventing. This weekend can be that. For the person who put some of it down before the weekend began, the green pasture is not a distant destination. It is the interior space created when the pressure that was not meant for one person has been given to the hands that were designed for it. The quiet waters are the stillness available to the person who stopped carrying enough to be still. The refresh is what happens when the soul stops managing and starts receiving. It begins here, on this Friday morning, in this prayer. Before the weekend, before the Saturday's agenda has assembled, the lying down begins now. In the releasing, go into this Friday, and then go into this weekend, with less than you came into Monday with. Not because the things you were carrying became less real, because you gave some of them to the right hands, and the right hands do not drop what is given to them. There is something about the Friday into weekend transition that is specific to the person who releases. The person who carries the week across the weekend threshold arrives at Saturday still in Thursday, still in the pressure, still running the same management loops in the background of the Saturday morning. The releasing person arrives at Saturday and Saturday, present to what Saturday actually offers, to the people who share it, to the rest it was designed to provide. That Saturday, the one the released person receives, is the gift this Friday morning prayer is creating. Not later, now, in the naming, in the giving, in the putting down of what was not designed for one person to carry alone. That is the gift of this Friday morning prayer, not the resolution of the pressure, the beginning of the putting down, and the beginning is enough. Lord, I release the pressure I was never meant to carry alone. I was not designed for this much. Help me put it down. Write in the comments before you go, what is one thing you have been carrying alone that this prayer is asking you to release? You do not have to solve it, just name it. The naming is the beginning of the giving, and the giving is what Friday mornings before the weekend were made for. May the Lord carry what you release today with the full strength of the one who made you and sustains you and never drops what is given to him. May the weekend that follows this releasing receive the version of you that is not crushed under the aggregate. May the space that the releasing creates be filled with what the weekend was designed to give. And may you arrive at Monday having received the rest that the putting down made possible. In Jesus' name, amen.